So today we're going to take a look at one of the most destructive virus/worm hybrids of all time, and that is the Magister worm/virus. Before we take a look at Magister, I want to get you used to how these virtual machines are networked. So, on this computer, I enabled full access to the C drive, and that means that on this computer right here, I can go to the network neighborhood and I can create and delete files or infect them like this virus does, what this virus does. So I just created and deleted a file, and now I have a couple of documents right here, particularly sensitive documents that contain information that you don't want to randomly disclose to your contacts. And I have a few documents that have the phrases from which the virus checks for when it wants to activate its very deadly payload. And it looks for 3 of these matches for each file for 3 files, and if it does find those matches, it will delete everything on the hard drive. So after a month has passed. So over here I have a SMTP server. Whenever I send mail to one of these email addresses right here, which I have included in the aliases, when I have sent email to, like, say, Richard Feynman at MIT.edu, it doesn't go through the internet to send this to Richard Feynman. It just goes to the local host, or this host right here with the IP 10.10.10.0. And if you log in with that account, if you log in with the password of the user, well, not local accounts, the POP3 client. If I log in with Richard Feynman's credentials, which I have created using Mercury, I can check for mail in there. I can check what mail is in Richard Feynman's account. So now whenever I execute the worm, whenever I run this worm, it's going to find a section in explorer.exe that is writable, readable, and accessible. And in that section, it will write a 110-byte loader routine in there. And then it searches for kernel32.dll, and it will change the address of translate message so that the address of translate message is now the address of the new explorer.exe section. And then whenever a program calls translate message, which is basically any program, especially when I pop open the start menu that will call translate message, it will then transfer control to the virus, to the 110-byte loader routine, which will then start a new thread of Magister, and then that thread of Magister is what will send emails out to your contacts, and what will infect all the files on the C drive and test for the payloads. So then, after it, well, you could imagine that it's doing both of these things at the same time. It's going to call translate message, and it's going to start a new thread of the virus. So translate message's functionality does not change. So now we're going to run Magister, and it will drop a few files and change a few entries in the Windows directory and the registry. So now when we run Magister, you can see nothing happens. And then now, if you look over here on the Mercury SMTP server, we have some emails that are being sent out. So now the registry shows not. Oh, now you could see that whenever it adds files to the run key, it's going to change the last letter of the application by decrementing the last letter. So it's supposed to be MSOOBE, but it's now MSOOBD.exe. So this copy of the host is actually not the host at all. Like when you click on the file, when you run the file, it's going to run the virus and it does nothing. The real virus plus host is still in the system OBE directory, and this will run the file, but this will run just the virus. So this will run the virus and the host. So that's what the difference is between them. So now we should start getting some emails, hopefully. I hope I did not mistype malwareup.com as malwareup. I hope I did not mistype malwareup.org as malwareup.com. And we should see some emails. Okay. Thanks to Amir for the stuff in the mail if you want. Fan mail, hate mail, old stuff, whatever. And this is just the description of Danox1 channel right here. And then it attaches a document containing this text and the subject, I believe. And it attaches the infected file as well. So now that I have given this computer's C drive full read and write access, Magister will search for files on this drive to infect, and then it's going to change the win.ini run line in win.ini such that it will point to the virus only file, so that every time when you start the computer, it's going to run the virus. So I have some virus mail, very random strange mail right here, and as you can see, the from field is what it is, but when we click on options, you could see that the return path is the second character in the sender's email has been incremented to dibinoct to one character, so it's now dibinoct, not danoct1. And the return path is where emails get sent to when they are not successfully delivered. So when the worm tries to send email, and if it fails, danoct1 will not see the email. So even though emails are sent successfully, danoct1 will not see the email as well, because message delivery. Oh, okay. Oh well. But then, even though emails are successfully sent, what happens is that the user will not see the emails being sent, because the worm has its own SMTP server and it just sends commands autonomously without using Outlook. So this is one way that the worm is really stealthy. Anyways, we're going to delete the dat file, and I'm going to delete the dat file, and then I'm going to run the first payload, hopefully. The virus drops a dat file in either in the C program file, C window, or in the root directory, depending on the first character of the computer name, and the computer name is the network name, which is ABCDE2 in this case. So it converts that computer name into a string, and that's why you get this really weird dat file name right here. So I'm now going to look into the contents of the dat file, and you could see these first few bytes are not visible in the ASCII set, and these are just some bytes that resemble the timestamp of the initial infection. And you could see right here that the worm searches for Outlook store files .dbx with the .dbx extension, and web address book files which store contacts. And you can see that the virus keeps track of the emails it sent to, so it does not never send the same email 2 times to the same person. So then, if it runs in the thread of explorer.exe, if it runs in the name of explorer.exe, I'm going to end explorer.exe. Let me see if, okay. So I'm now going to kill explorer.exe, which kills the worm in this case. And now I'm going to delete the .dat file. Okay. And that file is deleted. And I'll just run an infected file to let you see that it is actually the worm. So we have June 4th, 2001 here. And I'm going to run MSOBE or D. I'll just MSOBE. So you get to see that the host actually runs. And the virus is running as well. So it's now sending emails. Now I'm going to switch the date forward in time to, let's say, July. And a month and on any odd days since the date of the initial infection has passed, then the worm will infect file. Will make the cursor run away from, make the icons run away from the cursor. So if a month passed and the date is on an odd day, the day value is odd, the icons should run away from the cursor on the desktop. So 80% of the time it changes the second character of the sender's name, while the 20% of the time it doesn't. And 75% of the time it will add itself to the regedit, to the run key, and the other 25% of the time it will add itself to the win.ini file. And I believe it should work, or never mind. I'm now going to end that. Okay, now I killed explorer.exe. And I have a couple of files that have been infected. So, I'll just run one. Let me just change the day back again. June 1. And where's lighter? Let me see Windows system lighter. See light r.exe. Now I'm going to run this. And then it's now sending emails as usual, and now I'm going to change the date to somewhere like the 23rd of July. Okay, so it isn't doing it for some peculiar reason. I'll just advance the date further. Let's see. Okay, so if I advance the date even further, I get the cursor icon, the icons running away from the cursor effect. And And then you could imagine, like, say, like, oh, I want to run my computer, but I can, but oh my god, everything is a little bit difficult to do. So I mean, you could like draw boxes around the desktop and then just hope for the best and press enter, uh, but it's still difficult. So I'm just going to move everything to the corner. Okay, so, oh, whoa, wow. Okay. So now, as you can see, I have the law documents and some other documents. So let me see if more mail is sent, or there isn't any mail. Oh, there's 2 mails, wow. Me stuff in the mail. So it sent the same document. Okay. So now I'll just run, this computer's infected when I restart it, but I'm just going to now save this on the desktop. And now what day is it? It's June 4th. I'll just put it to June 1. And now I'm going to run this, and then we should see RogueM sending out emails. So I'm going to run it. And then the emails should start coming. So now I'm going to set the date 1 month from June 1st, and let's see what happens after it sends mail to more than 12 recipients. Okay, now you can see that the hard drive indicator light is fully on. Oh, and some stuff has been deleted. A message should pop up anytime soon. Or it doesn't, because I'm actually recording this. For some reason, when I do it when it's not being recorded, it will print the message really fast. It's supposed to be not this slow. Okay, I cannot open Word. Oh, whoops. I pressed Alt Control Delete twice. Oh, God. So Magister cleared the CMOS. And, oh, well, we've disconnected from there, so we've disconnected from computer 4's C drive. Looks like it's stuck there, it's not moving. So as you can see here, I have 3 of those law documents that have the phrases which the virus looks for when it wants to activate its very destructive payload after a month. So Now I'm going to run an infected file, and we should see the worm all of a sudden mass mailing itself. I did the deleting the dat file and ending explorer.exe trick for this. So now I'm going to set the date to July 27. I'll just set it even further. So that's like a year from now. Oh, we have the blue screen of death. And well, when it does that, explorer.exe is actually ends. So I'll just delete these, and explorer.exe ended. Okay, when is empty, so oh. Yeah, for some reason when it blue screens, it also deletes the dat file as well, so I'm just going to restart the computer. I don't want it blue screening. As you can see, it deletes it messes with the checksum. It should display the message, then blue screen it. Updating system settings. June 2001. We shouldn't be emailing stuff. Okay, now it's emailing things. Probably infected something on startup. So I'll just wait. Okay, we'll just set it to 2002 and okay, yes. Okay, now you see the hard disk light really flashing. As you can see, it deleted a bunch of files. And now it displays the message. Another haughty bloodsucker. You think you are God, but you are only a chunk of shit. Then, when we click OK, blue screen of death. This feature is not currently installed. Would you like to install it now? Yes, I would like to install. Oh well. And so I don't know now. Everything is empty. Everything is empty. Let me see if I could display my web page as display active desktop. Or no. Run DL. Oh. Darn. No. Do we still have Notepad? I don't know. You should see some of the files be overwritten with the string "you are shit," but I cannot find it. But I cannot find any text viewer or something like that. Most things have been deleted. Oh, there's no. Oh no, there's no command. We cannot even open command.com. Oh, run DL32 is not valid. Actually, now would be a good time to just get some files off this computer and examine it in another computer. So as you can see, I enabled folder sharing, and if we look at run dll32.exe on the Windows 98 computer, it has overwritten the whole file with "you are shit." Hence, it's not a valid Win32 application, because like all of the header of the PEEXE is missing. So it overwrites some of these files with this very inappropriate string for as long as it can fit in the file. So yeah, this computer is screwed up. And no. Alright. So now we're going to restart. Let's see what happens. So the CMOS is bad. And now the whole boot sector, the first sector of the hard disk, has been overwritten, and everything of the operating system has been deleted, and the BIOS has been flashed as well. So yeah, this virus has wrecked the whole computer. Now we could see more mail. Sometimes it just copies random like text it could find with a capital letter and a period and just puts it there. Actually, it just grabs some random like text and it capitalizes the first letter and puts a period at the end of it, so it looks like it's a normal sentence. Whoops. Received. Me stuff in. Sharing this. Oh, yeah, see, this is also a reason why Magister can be a very destructive worm. Not physically, but yeah, physically, but not like destructive to the computer, but destructive to your confidentiality and your privacy. So yeah, so you could see that these are some sensitive documents the email decides to just copy and paste. And if we look at the body of the Magister virus, the virus is stored at the end of the host, at the last section of the host. So let's keep on going down. This is still the host we're in. We're still in the host. Still in the host. Okay, now we're in the virus. So, over here is the beginning of the virus, and we could see that the virus is looking for translate message, and it also scans for debugger, and if there is a debugger present, the virus will cause a fault and it will BSOD the computer. So we'll just keep on scrolling down. We should see some text. These are some registry keys that the virus attempts to go through. There's a bunch of NOPs, as you can see with the E's, so those are NOPs. Let's keep on going down. Okay, see. So this is the internal text string of the virus. Arf, arf, I got you virus. Judges disemboweler. By the judges disemboweler. Written in Malmo, Sweden. So, internet mail, also another key. It looks for Netscape accounts as well. See, you are shit. You are shit. And these are just bunch of letters that the virus, it's like an alphabet table that the virus goes through when it wants to generate a random name for the file, for the dat file. Sent. Okay. Now these are some of the emails that the virus contains. You see how when I infect Dan's computer and the email got sent to Rogam's computer, and when I run the infected file from Rogam's computer, nothing happens. Like, no mail is sent to Dan. Although mail is being sent, it's not being sent to Dan because Dan was an infected victim. So the virus puts the infected email, the user that's infected, his email onto this list of emails right here. So we could keep on going. See, it searches for these Windows directory and then tries to modify the run line in win.ini. More registry keys and more DLL that the virus imports, and some of these are the text string which the virus uses to build messages and send them over via SMTP. And these are some of the phrases that the virus looks for when it wants to activate the very deadly payload. Sentences, you sentences him. So these are just some of the legal phrases. Hence, it's called the judge's disemboweler. And this is where the list of emails is, actually. So, here you see, after decrypting the viruses, you see that the list of email addresses, the 10 most recent email addresses, is the victims of the infection. Or the victims of the infection. So, that's about it for the Magister worm virus.